Stop doing California state funds. Seriously, guys, it's ridiculous. All right, guys, so in this video, I'm going to talk about why all of you guys doing California state funds should look elsewhere. Look at some other opportunities. Look at some blue oceans. I'm a big fan of California state funds, but I have some bones to pick. And I need to make my points clear in this video. So please stay all the way to the end of this video, because if you're thinking about doing California state funds or already doing California state funds, hear me out, okay? Now, before I jump into that, again, like this video down below, comment your thoughts after you watch it, and of course, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, because guess what? Once per month, we do a live stream where I give out a couple free mini courses on the live stream to some lucky winners, and you want to get notified when we go live. So make sure you subscribe, make sure again you hit that notification bell, and let's jump right into it. All right, so there's a few main reasons why you should stop doing California state funds immediately. Whether you're a beginner, whether you're making a bunch of money from it or not, this is really several reasons why. Number one is, right now, there's all these people blowing up making state funds course. Now, I want to let you guys in on a little secret, okay? State funds is not even a real thing. Okay, state funds doesn't exist, okay? It's not even a real term. I literally made that up, okay? At the time, you know, we still owned surplusfund.com, and we had mortgage funds, we had tax funds, and then the real name of state funds is unclaimed property. So I thought mortgage funds, tax funds, unclaimed property doesn't really make any sense. And I said, well, we want something with the word fund in it. What else makes sense? State funds, boom. And it caught on and it did really well. And now everybody's talking about state funds like it's been around for 30 years or something. Obviously the concept of it has, but it hasn't been even called that for more than, you know, a year at this point, okay? But here's the thing about state funds that's going on right now. Everybody and their mom is running into California. It's like the California gold rush, okay? We're living in the 2021 gold rush of state funds, okay? It is ridiculous. Everybody and their mom wants to go and do state funds in California. Why? Because it's easy. Okay, and whenever something's easy, guess what happens? No one gets success with it because everyone's competing with each other and it doesn't work, okay? So is California state funds oversaturated at this particular moment? No, okay, I still have a ton of people in my program that are doing it successfully, making a lot of money. So it's not that it's oversaturated, but it's going that way. And there's many other states, like a great example, you know, I'm not even gonna say the other states because I don't want you guys to all run to that state. You see the problem here, I can't give you guys actual states. If you guys are in the program, ask and I'll tell you guys some states, but for everyone else, I don't want everyone to flood into the same states. Okay, but there are several other states out there that you can charge twice as much as California. You can do 20%, and you don't have to get registered. Okay, so there's a lot of benefits to going outside of California, and everyone's just so locked in on California that they don't look at the other 49 states. Again, in reality, there's states that are much better than California, in my opinion. And right now, again, you've got people, like without naming names, on TikTok, on Instagram, on all these different platforms that are selling these state funds course for $25, for $50, for $10, okay? And quite frankly, first of all, if they're making state fund courses and they're making like, even if they're only making 10 grand a month and they're selling you a course for $10, usually what that means is they're not actually making any money from the state funds and they're just trying to make money from you and they don't even know how to run a course business because they're selling something for $10, okay? A lot of people think, oh, they're trying to help us out. Trust me, I've run an education company now for 3 years. There's no way on earth you can have a good program for $10, for $5, for $50. It's impossible, okay? But regardless of that, you know, these guys are selling all these courses for state funds, and guess what they're teaching? They're teaching go to California, here's the contracts, here's this, here's that. So yeah, you've got all these people flooding into California that don't know what they're doing. They're coming into it thinking, oh, I'm gonna get paid out in 2 weeks. That's never gonna happen, okay? They don't even know how to register, right? So they're making all these calls, a lot of them are not even registered. You don't wanna be in California, okay? If you're in California right now and you already have a brand established, that's great. Start looking at other options. If you're just getting started, forget California. Go to a better state. There's 49 other states. Not all of them are gonna be better than California, but a lot of them are. And a lot of times people, they're not willing to do the research into other states to figure out whether they're good or they're bad or they're better or they're worse, okay? So again, reason number one is California is not oversaturated at this particular moment, and there's a lot of money in California. But at the same time, everybody's flooding to California. And why would you want to compete with everybody else, even if it's not oversaturated, when you could just go to Nevada, or you could go to Texas, or you could go to Florida, you go to any other state you want and compete with like 1% of the amount of people, right? It just doesn't make any sense. Now, the other big reason why I don't recommend California for a lot of you guys at this point is because, you know, what happens in life and in business and success is something called feedback loops. And what a feedback loop is, it's basically when one thing happens and it causes another thing to happen, which recauses the first thing to happen. So for example, if you're at a concert and you look over and there's like this dance floor and there's just one person dancing on the dance floor, like, oh, weird. And you're like, oh, like, look at that guy. It's kind of weird, right? Excuse me. And then a second person goes and they start dancing on the dance floor, right? And you're like, okay, now there's two people. It's not as weird, right? And then, you look away and then, a minute later, now there's 4 people total, right? And you're like, okay, some more people dancing. And then you look away a minute later, now all of a sudden, now there's 20 people dancing. And you look away 10 seconds and you look back, now there's 100 people dancing, right? It's a feedback loop. And so basically, the more people that do something, the more people want to do it, right? That's just how human beings are. And right now with California state funds, everyone thinks, oh, it's a gold rush. So everybody wants to do California state funds. Then they're going to expand it to more people want to do it, and then more people are going to want to do it, more people want to do it. And again, it's just so much easier to just go to a different state and have the entire market basically to yourself than, just go to a state like California where there's a ton of money, but you've got all these people that don't know what they're doing that you're competing with that are going to lie to people, lie to these claimants and tell them that, hey, we could pay you out in 2 weeks. Not true, right? Probably don't know how much they need to charge, right? They can only charge 10% in California. So there's just a lot of issues. And again, I'm not hating on California. I love California. I think for a very long time, it's been the best place to start. Whether you're in service funds, whatever you're in, it's the best place to start, okay, for the longest time. At this point now, I still think it's a great place to start, but within the next 6 to 12 months, you're going to want to transition out of California into a new state. And if you're just starting out right now, don't even worry about transitioning. Just go to a new state right now, okay? And one of the things to remember is the idea of blue oceans. So what you want to do in business is you want to take things that work really, really well in other industries, and you want to apply them in your own little unique blue oceans. What I did here with surplus funds. When I first started this education company with my partner David, there was literally one guy teaching surplus funds online, and he was kind of scammy, like not trying to be mean, but he was kind of sketchy, kind of scammy. He sounded like a PDF or something for like $500, like that was his course. It was awful, okay? And I looked at it and I said, dude, we've had a lot of success here. Why can't we help people and do it much better than he would, right? And just take some of the tactics that people are using to teach wholesaling as far as, how they're, getting people to want to learn about wholesaling, their marketing, all that, and apply that marketing to surplus funds and get people excited about it. And that's what we did, and that's why it worked so well. But with, state funds with California right now, you got to think about it. Like, what can I do? If everyone's running to California state funds, obviously state funds is legit, but California's not the option. Let's go to my own little blue ocean, right? So I know I've kind of repeated myself here, guys, but again, I'm begging you, look into some other states. There's so many states that are better than California that people are just overlooking because they're just brainwashed. They're California brainwashed, okay? And again, just remember that the people that win in business the most are the ones that innovate. They're the ones that send out their explorers, their conquerors, their innovators. They go out and they strike their own path. Another kind of key component of this that my camera guy, shout out to Cameron, just came up with that reminded him of this is the idea of being a contrarian. And that's one of the secrets of having a massively successful business. So a contrarian is when you look at the market and you see everyone's doing one thing and you go and you do the exact opposite, okay? To give you an example of this in real life, that you might be familiar with, the company Tesla, Elon Musk with his electric cars, right? Well, everyone was focused on gasoline cars, so what do? He said, I'm gonna make a cool electric car, right? Nobody was even thinking about doing that. They're thinking about making an electric car that wasn't cool, right? That was kind of nerdy. But he's like, I'm going to make the first electric car that like everyone wants to drive. Like it's pretty cool, right? Or you look at Jeff Bezos with Amazon. Like everyone was focused, back in the 90s when he started the company on, hey, we got to have great, Walmart type of service. We got to have nice locations, all of that. Jeff Bezos said, screw all that, I'm going to just sell stuff on the internet, right? So at the end of the day, the people that make the most money in business make the biggest difference. They are very good at looking at things and finding the exact opposite, okay? And that's actually a great philosophy for life as well. One of the best tips and tricks I've personally used in my life is when I'm lacking of something, I just try to find the opposite of it. What is the opposite of focus? Let's say I'm having trouble focus. Well, what's the opposite of being focused? It's being unfocused, being distracted. So if I just eliminate distractions, then I'll be focused, right? Because I'll have no distractions. So think about ways you can do that in your own life, but something back to the state funds thing, think about where the market's going right now. I'm in a nice privileged position because I can see the entire market, where people are going, what the trends are and all that. I can see it from miles away. But for you guys that are just getting into it, think about it. Where's everybody talking about? Where's everyone focused right now? And how can I do the opposite? And that usually will lead you to the most success. All right, guys, so hopefully you enjoyed this video. I know it's kind of a weird rant I went on there, but Listen, California state funds, it's not dead. There's still plenty of opportunity to have a ton of students in there making 30, 40, 50 grand a month even doing it. But listen, if you've already been in state funds for a while, maybe think about leveling up. Maybe think about going to mortgage overages, tax overages. And if you're brand new, listen, California's not a bad place to start, but there's just so many better options. And I just see everyone right now flooding to California because that's all they know. And it's like, guys, there's 49 other states. We live in a huge country, right? You can even do state funds in Canada. You can do state funds, there's an African country. I think it's Nigeria. Don't quote me on that one. Might be Kenya. But there's an African country that does state funds, right? So you don't have to do it in California. There's a ton of other places to do it. But regardless of that, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit the like button down below and hit that subscribe button. And of course, hit that notification bell because once per month, we do a live stream where I give out some free courses. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So with that being said, hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one.